How's it going, guys? MissingNoVGC back again, and today we are doing yet another Dungeon Dice Monsters unboxing, courtesy of Gaia Aura cards. I received a package from Gaia just the other day. However, it got lost in customs for quite a while, and by the time it showed up, it was just beat to shit. So, it is all good though, because Gaia packs things like a champ, and everything was perfectly fine. Great quality. Thank you, Gaia. I'm super excited to show off your products once again because they are fantastic. And let's get into it. So first we have this little pamphlet that Gaia gave us from the last one. And if you flip it over, it just has Gaia's socials, his Etsy store, he has a YouTube channel. Definitely give him a follow and check out his stuff, because if you're wanting some quality DDM proxies, Gaia is one of the goats that you need to go to. We also received 3 more of these star guides for your dungeon tiles. We have 3 from the last time we got something from Gaia, but having more is definitely not a bad thing. And then we got more stickers again. We got a seal of Orichalcos, which is very nice. We got 2 more of the Flora's Lava stickers. We also got another Orgoth the Relentless sticker sheet. And another Bong of Greed. Hell yeah. So the last time we got a package from Gaia, I showed off exclusively acrylic figures. However, Gaia also offers 3D figures, and I got one to show it off this time. Also because I play Blast Lizard in a lot of decks, and we need more Blast Lizard. So, these also come in like a premium box, but I didn't really fork out the extra for it. So I just got this, and it comes with 2 cards. So let's go and open up this one first. So it comes in little packing peanuts and stuff. Let me get a knife and open this up off camera, just so I don't mess everything up. I did it, and I didn't break anything. So here we have a Blast Lizard that Gaia has made. I believe Gaia 3D prints all these himself, and I think possibly prints them himself. Paints them himself. I'm not 100% positive, but this looks super nice. I really like this. And then it also has the Black Clown Games on the bottom, so that's super cool. And then it also comes, like I said, with 2 cards. They're both the same, but one comes in the American version, and then you also get the Japanese style, which is the version I like playing with personally, because, like I said, I like it when my things are color-coded, because it makes my brain happy. So yeah, we got 2 more Blast Lizard cards, and we have our second Blast Lizard, sorry. So that's super cool. I really like this, and hopefully I can get some more from him in the future. However, what I'm super excited about is this Monster Pack 1. This is probably one of the most important sets you can get if you want to start getting into DDM. And I will open this up and show you exactly why. Camera's in the way. So we got our cards. Our acrylics, and sorry, this pack's kind of tight. We got more stickers. So there's those. So this set is cracked because, I don't know if you can see it, but the Bubonic Vermin, absolutely an insane card. This card is broken. It's just absolutely disgusting. Let me go and get this open real quick. These are actually a lot easier to open than the last time. I don't know what my damage was the last time. So we have the backs. I have so many of these now. But we got Rocket Warrior, Red Eyes, Penguin Soldier, Panther Warrior, Karibo, Harpy's Pet Dragon, Feral Imp, Odd Eyes Illusionist, Catapult Turtle. Bubonic Vermin is like one of the main reasons you want to get this set, but there are other like absolutely good pieces. Harpy's Pet Dragon's definitely come into handy later, which that's a super exciting pack to open up too. We got Reran, Beautiful Head Huntress, one of the worst pieces in the entire game, but you know, it's whatever. Big Shield Gardna, you know, and Setsu. I don't really gotta go over all of these. Legendary Fisherman's super good. Shadow Ghoul's great. Strike Ninja. This is definitely one of the best sets that you can get for getting into DDM. Highly recommend it. And then for the cards, we have the Red Eyes Black Dragon, Penguin Soldier. This card's pretty freaking good. Panther Warrior, Karibo, Reran, Rocket Warrior, also a really good card. Winged Dragon, Guardian of the Fortress, Legendary Fisherman, Strike Ninja, again, one of the best cards in the game. Level 3, but really, really good. Catapult Turtle. Bubonic Vermin is just absolutely insane. You can only activate this special ability after making your double dice rolls. Perform your double dice rolls once more. You can only gain this effect once per turn. So you roll your dice twice like you normally do in advanced. Then you can spend any 2 crests to roll a 3rd time. That's just insane. That's so freaking good. This card is absolutely broken and should probably be banned. But, you know, it's whatever. Beautiful Head Huntress, a level 3 for 2/10/10. Absolute trash. Harpy's Pet Dragon. Again, we'll go into this one later because this has so much more playability now that Gaia has added more stuff to the game. Feral Imp, Dark Eyes Illusionist, Beaver Warrior, Baby Dragon, and Setsu. Just has the ability to negate anything. That's really good. Parrot Dragon, also fantastic in Dragon decks. Has flying to protect your monsters. And also gives all your dragons extra defense. That's really good. Blackland Fire Dragon. Big Shield Gardna. Slot Machine. Shadow Ghoul. Gets more powerful the more crap you have destroyed. And that's also really good. And Pendulum Machine. So set 1 is definitely something worth picking up if you want to get into this. Highly recommend seeking that out. It's like one of your first things to get. So now that we have Bubonic Vermin and Setsu and stuff like that, we can start actually doing some DDN games, and I'm super excited about that. So that was set 1. We also got set 10. Originally, I had passed on this because the one I only cared about the most was Jinzo, but I have since changed my mind on that, and there's some other really neat stuff in here. So again, stickers. We have our cards. But yeah, so we had Jinzo in here, but we also have the Gate Guardian and all the Gate Guardian pieces, so those are really good. So I'm going to get this open as well. Standee base again. We got Dice Armadillo, Black Skull Dragon, Balloon Lizard, Gate Guardian, all its pieces, Sangan, Goblin Zombie, Ryukushin Powered, the Mushroom Men. We got Jinzo, Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, Dark Paladin. A lot of really neat things. But yeah, Jinzo is pretty neat. Dark Paladin, I don't know if it does anything. I don't think it does. But we have been tinkering with ideas of adding effects to cards that we want to be better. So maybe one day I'll reach out to Gaia, we'll get some custom cards made. But we have the Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, Muga Muga, Master Kyonshi, Killer Needle, Ryukushin Powered, Mushroom Man number 2, Mushroom Man number 1, Winged Dragon Guardian of the Fortress number 2, Three-Legged Zombie, Dice Armadillo, Gate Deeg. I have actually no idea what this one does. That's okay. Dark Paladin. Okay, this actually does have some effects. Fantastic. I will look into this one further. Key Mace, Jinzo. When a monster is summoned, you can destroy all trap crests in your opponent's trap counter or crest counter. And then you can pay 2 spell to destroy all trap crests in your opponent's crest counter. So, cool. I actually have no idea how to pronounce that, but hey, look, another thing with flying. Death's Feral Imp. Black Skull Dragon. I wish this had an ability, but maybe we'll go back and get some custom ones made in the future. Balloon Lizard. Sanyan. Goblin Zombie. Gate Guardian. I'm gonna definitely, well, let's take a look at this. If Sangha, Sujin, and Kazujin are in adjacent squares from each other in the dungeon, you can tribute them to summon this monster to one of the original squares of one of those monsters. You don't need to roll the dice for this ability. Cool. So free summon. When one of your monsters is selected as the target of an attack with an item, you can select one of your other monsters in the dungeon that would be an appropriate target. That attack/effect now targets the new selected monster. Cool, so you can just dodge things too. Fantastic. Then Suijin, Sangha, and Kazujin. So, super interested in seeing if we can get Guardian to work. That said, Suijin, Sangha, and Kazujin are all level 4. So, maybe not. We'll see. Next, we have set 13, because we opened, I believe, 11 in the last one. There's, I think, 1 or 2 we don't have. I know we don't have set 8. And I feel like there's another one we might have skipped, but I don't know. But anyway, Monster Pack 13. Oh, right, this set. So, again, stickers. This set introduces Toon monsters, so I'm really excited for that because, obviously, Blue Eyes Toon Dragon is one of my favorite things ever. I wouldn't call myself a Yugi boomer, though I have been around since the very beginning, and yes, Blue Eyes Toon Dragon is my favorite monster, but I'm always like, oh, Blue Eyes is the best thing ever. Anyway, I'm not gonna lie, I can't remember a lot of these monsters, but we have Blue Eyes Toon Dragon and Red Eyes Toon Dragon, so that's super exciting. We have this freaking guy again, so that's like the 4th or 5th time we've seen that one. Toon Summon Skull, Toon Mermaid, Toon Gemini Elf, Toon Cannon Soldier. We have Revival Jam, Manga Reran, and oh, that's right, this one also introduces some Amazonas monsters, so that's really cool. So yeah, let's see what these cards actually do. Blue Eyes Toon Dragon. If this card can attack, this card can attack your opponents that are 2 squares away. While Toon World is in the dungeon, this monster is selected as the attack target or special ability. You can negate that attack or special ability. I want to say a lot of these, or if not all of them, have the if Toon World is in the dungeon effect. However, Toon World isn't included. I had messaged Gaia, and I did not see the Toon World that he told me to add. So maybe I will get that in a future video from Gaia. So things happen. I know Gaia has crazy amounts of orders every time he gets a restock, so I'm not going to blame that. Red Eyes Toon Dragon, Toon Cannon Soldier, Manga Ryuran, Toon Summon Skull, Toon Mermaid, Toon Gemini Elf, Giant Mech Soldier. Ooh, your opponent's monsters this turn cannot defend. Gross. Hellpalmier. I said that completely wrong, but my bad. Hyozanryu, Boganian, Amazoness Chainmaster. When this monster is destroyed, you can add 2 different crests of any type to your crest counter. That's pretty cool. Amazoness Swordswoman. During battle, this monster can reduce the damage it receives by 10 points for each extra damage crest you spend. That's pretty nice. You can only activate this special ability when this monster reduced any damage by its first special ability. You can inflict damage. Oh, that's cool. Revival Jam, Shape Snatch, that guy, that lady, Vishwar Randy, Warrior of Tradition, Mega Zowler, Succubus Knight, you again, Dragon Statue. This one has 3 abilities. First one is this monster cannot move. Ah, interesting. Cool. And Niwatori. So yeah. And this is set 14. This is the last monster set we have going on. Ooh. Get these stickers out of the way. And this. So this one introduces even more Amazoness, but also introduces even more Harpies, which will make Harpies like a legitimate threat. Because I want to say all the Harpies are beasts. And the beast deck is already one of the best decks in the game. My brother is like dead set on playing Harpies. Not because boobs, but because he is like super into birds. And this is the closest he's going to get to getting a bird deck in the game. So yeah. Is that freaking Shinato? Jesus Christ. So yeah, we got apparently Shinato. Amazoness Tiger. Just more Amazoness cards. We got multiple Harpies. We got Magician's Valkyra. Is that Mystic Sand as well? Neat. This set also introduces the Chess Archfiends. So, curious to see what those do. We also have Red Eye's Darkness Dragon. That's cool. Nice. So, let's hop into these cards and see what we can do with these as well. Red Eye's Darkness Dragon. This monster adds 10 extra attack to itself for each other dragon. Nice. Harpy Lady 1. When this is in the dungeon, this monster's name is treated as Harpy Lady. So that's going to help the pet dragon. When in the dungeon, this monster adds 10 extra attack points to all beast tribe monsters in the dungeon. Okay. That's pretty good. Harpy Lady 2. Same first effect. And adds 10 defense crests. Gee, I wonder what this one's going to do. Yep, adds 10 extra HP to all Beast Tribe monsters. So yeah, Harpies themselves are just like a solid deck now. Cyber Harpy Lady. She's just treated as Harpy Lady. But she has 30 attacks, that's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty great. Amazoness Archer. This monster can attack an opponent's monster that is 2 squares away. That's pretty good. Amazoness Paladin. This monster adds 10 extra attack power to itself for each other warrior tribe in the dungeon. This thing's going to get pretty big pretty quick, especially if you're just playing like mono warrior. Amazoness Tiger. When this is in the dungeon, this monster adds 10 extra attack points to all warrior tribes in the dungeon. Okay, yeah, so Amazons just get big. Archfiends. I'm super curious to see how these work because Invincible is highly underutilized in the game. While this is in the dungeon, this monster adds 10 extra hit points to all invincible tribe monsters. That's good. You can resurrect and summon one Vile Spawn Archfiend. Summon that monster to an open adjacent square to this monster. Okay. Wonder if that one does anything. Infernal Queen Archfiend. Ooh, you have to use 3 crests to use this one. Once per turn, during this turn, this monster can add 20 extra attack power to one invincible tribe monster in the dungeon. Okay. Death's Rook Archfiend. When this is in the dungeon, this monster adds 10 extra attack and defense power to all invincible monsters in the same row and or column. Okay. Dark Bishop Archfiend. When an invincible tribe monster is selected as a target of a special ability or with an item, you can roll 1 6-sided die once, and if you roll a 1, 3, or 6, negate that special ability or item effect. Interesting. Shadow Knight Archfiend. While this is in the dungeon, this monster can add 10 extra attack and defense power to all other invincible tribe monsters in 3 squares of it. And, oh, hey, there's a Vile Spawn. This monster can only move up to 2 squares per turn. This monster cannot move diagonal. Interesting. I don't know how I will build around that, but maybe we'll try something out. Zero the Man. Shadow Spectre. The Unfriendly Amazon. Masked Beast. Mystical Beast of Circuit. Hungry Burger. Magician's Valkyra. Goblin of Greed. Mystical Sand. And holy shit, it is Shinato, King of the Higher Plane. Let's see. This monster can only be summoned by rolling 3 level 4 summon crests, so you're almost never getting this card out. What does it do that makes it worth that much? Acquires 3 spell crests and 9 of any other crests. Jesus Christ. When this monster destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can remove 1 life point from your opponent's monster lord. Yeah, okay. If you can get that out, this card can just destroy your opponent. So, that's pretty neat. So yeah, the last thing we have, actually, I lied. Before we get to that, I forgot we also ordered some more dungeon tiles. We went with purple and orange this time, but black and white is an option, and green and yellow are also an option. So yeah, just more dungeon tiles. Not really much to say about that. They're tiles, they're acrylic, they're nice, and they're orange and purple. But the last one is Special Pack number 2. This adds a bunch of more items to the game. Last time I was talking about how Skill Drain could actually help some decks. This is the pack that has the Skill Drain, as well as some other stuff. So, let's get into this one. This is pretty exciting, because I don't know what most of these do, because I want to say, I think all of these are custom made by Gaia. So, stickers, fat stack of stuff, and this one has several sheets in it. I say several, there's 4 here. Boy. Okay. So we got at least 2 Skill Drain. We have a Seal of Orichalcos added to the game. We got Ground Collapse, House of Adhesive Tape, Dragon Capture Jar, Time Seal, Change of Heart, Harpy's Feather Duster, Fissure. So this should be really fun. I don't know if they're going to work the same as they do in the TCG, but we will find out shortly. So those are nice. We also have more Monster Lord designs for you to pick from. So that's really cool. I really like these. I actually like these a lot more than the first 4. So I'll probably definitely be using these for my games with my brother. And then we got the defense crests. Well, not defense crests, but like the defense counters for boosting and dropping defense points. And then We have several HP counters, because HP counters are definitely needed. And we have attack, boost, and decrease. We also have boost tiles and more shelled ground tiles for just monsters that destroy the dungeon in any way. And let's get into these cards to see what things actually do, because I am very curious. So we have our 4 monster lords. I think one got stuck. Well, we have 3 monster lords. Maybe we'll find another one later. Oh, there it is. We're good. We found it. 4 monster lords. Let's see. Boost block, shelled ground, fissure. When a monster passes through this item, destroy the monster in the dungeon with the highest attack points. If it's a tie you choose, then this item is destroyed. Ground collapse. When a monster passes through this item, that monster must stop on this item for that turn. The monster's controller may place 2 shelled ground counters on squares anywhere in the dungeon except an adjacent square to where you or your opponent's monster lord. Then this item is destroyed. Players cannot place dungeon pieces on any square that has shelled ground counters. So, cool, another way to spread shelled grounds. Skill drain. When a monster passes through this item, that monster must stop on this item for that turn. And that monster loses all of its abilities, including its native abilities like flying and tunneling. And then this item is destroyed. So, this is really good with things like XYZ Dragon Cannon, because you need to pay like a lot of extra pieces or a lot of extra points to move it. Same with Blue Eyes Ultimate. So, yeah, skill drain's pretty good. We got another fissure, another ground collapse, another skill drain. Swords of Revealing Light. When a monster passes through this item, that monster must stop. When this item is on the dungeon, the opponent of that monster's controller cannot attack. This item is destroyed at the end of the 6th turn after activation. Holy crap. Adhesion Trap Hole. When a monster passes, must stop. This monster cannot make a movement while it stays in this item. Interesting. Raigeki. When this item is summoned, activated, immediately destroy all monsters in the same row and column as this item. Then this item is destroyed. Change of Heart. When a monster passes through this item, that monster must stop on the item for the turn. Change the control of that monster to the opponent. And then this item is destroyed. Cool, so that's like a permanent one. Nice. Dragon Capture Jar. When this item's in the dungeon, all Dragon Tribe monsters in the dungeon can't attack. Nice. Blind Destruction. When this item is summoned, activated immediately, roll a 6-sided die. If the result is 1 through 4, destroy all monsters in the dungeon with the same level as the number rolled. Then this item is destroyed. If it is 5 or 6, destroy all items in the dungeon. Different Dimension Capsule. When a monster passes... this item is destroyed at the start of the 3rd turn after activation. This item's effect... then return the removed monster. Okay. Emergency Provisions. I can't remember if this was in the last one or not. When a monster passes this item, that monster must stop on its item for the turn. The monster's controller can spend all of their magic and trap crests to remove 1 damage marker from all of their monsters. This item is destroyed. That's cool. Heartbeast Feather Duster. When this item is summoned, activate immediately. Destroy all items in the same row and column as this one. Ring of Destruction. When a monster passes this item, destroy that monster. Also, each player that has 2 or more life points loses 1 life point. Sure, that's my cat trying to break out of the house. Exchange. When a monster passes to this item, that monster must stop on this item for the turn. If both players still have at least 1 monster or item in their monster item pool, both players add 1 monster/item from each other's monster/item pool to their own. They must also exchange their respective cards. This item is then destroyed. Destroy 2 magic crests. Destroy 2 trap crests. My cat appears to have broken out of the room. This should be interesting. When a monster passes through this item, the monster's controller can look at all items in the dungeon. Then this item is destroyed. When this item is summoned, activate immediately. When a monster passes through this item, the monster's controller can use the following ability. A monster can pass through this item and activate its effect only once. For 2 spells, you can select one monster in the dungeon and place 1 damage marker on that monster. Shift. When this monster passes through an item, the controller can select that monster and any other monster in the dungeon, exchange places between those 2. That one can be pretty good. Solomon's Law Book. When a monster passes through this item, that monster must stop on this item for the turn. The monster's controller cannot perform double dice rolls. Ew, gross. House of Adhesive Tape. If this card is summoned, activate it immediately. If a monster moves onto an adjacent square to this item's location, it must stop on that square. Any monster that stops adjacent square to this item's location cannot make a regular movement while this stays in that square. Gross. When an opponent passes through this item, that monster must stop on this item for the turn. The opponent of that monster's controller cannot perform its double dice rolls on the next turn. Then this item is destroyed. That could hurt. Horn of Light. When a monster passes through this item, that monster must stop. That monster also adds 10 extra defense power points to itself permanently, and then the item is destroyed. Hey, the Seal of Orichalcos. When the monster passes through this item, that monster must stop. While this item is in the dungeon, that monster's controller adds 10 extra attack points to all of their monsters in the dungeon. Also, when a monster in the dungeon makes a regular movement, it can move 1 square diagonal for each extra progress crest that their controller spends when moving, max 2. If a monster lord in the dungeon is attacked, that monster lord's controller contribute 1 monster they control instead. Nice. When a monster passes through this item, the controller can restore 1 life point. That's nice. And Brain Control. When a monster passes through this item, that monster must stop. This monster's controller can select 1 opponent's monster in the dungeon and take control of that monster until the end of the next turn. Then this item is destroyed. Cool. So there's a lot of neat items to actually play with in this one. Definitely still looking forward to Skill Drain. But yeah, so that is everything that we received from Gaia. Sucks that there's no Toon World, but I'm sure we will resolve that issue at some point. But yeah, thanks for watching. Definitely check out Gaia's stuff. It's awesome material. Highly recommend it. I can't recommend it enough. He's one of the best out there. But yeah, hopefully Dungeon Dice Monsters videos will actually be coming in the future now that we have pretty much everything that we need. I can't actually think of anything that we need besides maybe the Toon World if we decide to play with tunes. But yeah, thanks for watching. Check out Gaia's stuff, and maybe we will see you guys soon for some actual DDM gameplay. Later.
2,000 years later.
Okay, so I finished recording about 3 hours ago. I still have to punch out all of these items that I just got from set 2, as well as these remaining shell grounds and boost tiles. But I just wanted to kind of show you like what the layout of everything is now that we've opened up 2 packages from Gaia. So just like a real quick run over of every single piece we've gotten so far. Got my crest counters, I got my dice. All of these cards are the cards we just opened up, as well as the new tiles, the old tiles from last time. Just kind of like, just look at all these figures we got. The red deck box actually has like 5 or 6 decks in it that I've already worked on, plus the beginning cores of like 4 more. all of this storage for all the previous cards that I now need to figure out because it's not going to fit in the system that I have going for everything. And then we have all these HP, attack, and defense counters, as well as everything from Special Set 1. So yeah, I don't know how I'm going to put Special Set 2 anywhere. We have to really reevaluate everything, but yeah, this is a lot, and I'm going to have so much fun with all of it in the future.